Hello, I'm Chaz Horn. I'm the founder of Mastery of B2B Sales, and welcome to Epic Failure Friday. That's right, another episode where I talk about my many failures. I could probably repeat these episodes forever because I've failed so many times. But you know what? Failure is okay if we have the right perspective and understand failure is a part in the process, if we own it and ask ourselves the right questions so we can learn from it. And so today I'm going to talk about a failure I repeated way too often for a very long time, too long. Let me set this up for you. So I would set up a meeting, make sure I'm meeting with a decision maker or one of the decision makers. I would go in with the right intention, the intention to serve, and I would make sure that I would uncover the core issues, the core problems, and how they were affecting the decision maker or decision makers. And based on that, I would see if they had a budget, what list or level of priority was this project that we were talking about, making sure this wasn't something that they would just wanted to kick the tires, if you understand what I'm saying. I would recap everything and make sure that I understood, our conversation was clear, and from that, I would put together a laser-focused presentation, customized presentation, based on their needs and how the core issues were affecting them. All right? Because I wanted to relieve that problem. In addition, I would find out objectives sometimes that they were trying to go to. Problems, objectives, here's the problem. Is it preventing them from getting somewhere? You have to deal with both of those, okay? So I would have that presentation, then all of a sudden it came up. The objections. And I'm sure you've seen article after article and book after book, training after training, overcoming the objections. Well, if you get to that point, yes, you can overcome objections at times, but it's better to bring the objection up before they voice it. And many times, salespeople in general are scared to death to address a problem that they may pick up. In hindsight being 2020, I can see many of the times where something came up and I was afraid to talk about it. No one wants to talk about how we're inferior to the big company and they're usually want to work with big companies. Well, if that comes up in a conversation and you're a small business, you got to address that and explain why you're different or what's the differentiator. Maybe it's, hey, you call us, you get right through, you can talk to me personally. You don't have to wait on hold. We give you service, whatever it might be. You have to bring up the problem. If they voice something, make sure don't gloss over it and think you could sweep things under the rug. Otherwise, you'll end your presentation. They'll say, hey, really great. Let us talk. Give us a week or so. A week or so, you get back to them if they answer your call at that point in time. And they say, you know what? It was really close, but we went with your competitor. Okay? So if you don't find out a problem, you weren't able to uncover it, at the end of your presentation, you can bring up something like this. Based on what I presented and our conversation, is there anything that didn't make sense or you saw that maybe wouldn't be a good fit based on our meetings, our previous meetings, however many it was, and say, okay, or you could say, is there anything in our presentation that would give you hesitation from wanting to move forward? And ask them, honestly, I want to be able to address this, and so you could talk to them about it. If you leave and they bring objections up later, big problem. If they bring up objections then that you don't bring up, they're not as big of a problem, but it's best if you bring up the objections or uncover the objections so you can address those, all right? Don't be afraid to uncover objections before they come up, otherwise you can miss out. Got it? Hey, comment below, talk about some of your failures, what you've learned from them, but most importantly, go rock this day.